Hello everyone, welcome to a new set. This is the Bad Batch Shuttle, and it's set number 75314, also known as the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, and it also has 969 pieces. It has 5 minifigures: Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, and Crosshair, and a Gonk Droid. And it also has very nice box print there on the top. And it has really good side box art. And here's the back of the box. Let's get into the review. The first figure up is Gonky, or their Gonk Droid, which Omega likes to call it Gonky. It's just a generic Gonk Droid Lego minifigure. It's nothing too special, but it's an okay inclusion in the set. Let's go on to the next figure. Next up is Crosshair, and he has very nice black Imperial printing on him. He has a nice green visor with nice white and gray accents to him. He does have a single face, no double face, but it looks like Crosshair, which is good, and it's also good that it's not just a regular clone face. But the bad thing about this figure is that it doesn't come with a antenna, I guess, piece for the side of his head, which in the show it has, but in here it does not. So that's a bummer, but it's alright. They want to make a new mold for that, so I understand that completely. And let's go on to the next figure. Next up is Hunter, and I think this is the worst, I guess, member of the group. Well, no, sorry, worst looking member of the group. Sorry, just the prints I think could be a little bit better. It's just the worst figure out of all of them, I guess. It does have decent printing on its helmet and decent printing on his torso and legs. And we can lift his head up to see a face, and it's also double-sided. And he does have the nice printing on it. But he also does come with a hairpiece, which is nice, but you can't see the red bandana around his head. So that's unfortunate, but otherwise it's still a good figure. I would recommend leaving the helmet on, because then it matches well. And he also has a butter knife. Let's go on to the next figure. Next up is Echo, and he does have his robotic arm, but he does not have a robotic hand. And there's printing to signify that, and then also the gray hand. He does come with a blaster pistol and really good printing, and he also does come with a single face with the control chip in the back of his head, I guess. Next, we have Wrecker. And Wrecker is a really good figure. It does have the new piece, the armor plate piece for him, which is cool. And this one does have printing on either side. And he does have the same printing as Hunter does, but that's alright. And then he does have a single face with no secondary face. And also he has no hairpiece, just like Echo. Let's go on to the next figure. Next up, we have Tech, and this is a really good figure. The helmet, I'd say, is a little bit oversized, and I wish the visor could go down. But I think it's okay. It's not as bad as some of the other figures in the set, which are still really good. But I'm glad they made a new mold for Tech. Sorry. And then he does have nice white and gray printing, and then he does come with his goggled look and a look without his goggles, and then he does come with a hairpiece, so that's how it looks with one. And then the other, which I would like to use more, and we can take off his backpack to see his back printing. So it's just basically a stormtrooper printing in a darker gray. So this is a good figure, and let's get on to the build. This build comes with 2 speeder bikes, and one is just the 501st speeder bike, but colored black and darker gray. And it looks pretty good. It's pretty much identical to the 501st speeder, but with some slight changes to the design, which you might be able to see in some areas. But it's still a really good speeder, and I'm kind of glad that they included it in the set, but we haven't seen this in the show yet, so we'll see how that goes. One last thing before we move on, this is what it looks like with Crosshair and his speeder bike, and you can see his weapon being placed on one of the clips. actually on to the next speeder. Here's the other speeder that we see Hunter riding in, I think, episode 3, 4, 5. It has a nice lime green color with some good printing to it. And also it does have a clip on the back so you can store Hunter's or anyone's weapons. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is what it looks like with Hunter riding it, and this is reminiscent of the scene in that one episode where Omega gets captured by Fennec Shan and Hunter has to rescue her and using the speeder bike. And also in that scene you do see this speeder bike go by, but it might have been just a normal 504 speeder bike. But it is cool to see both of those in the same episode. Also, that's where he places his knife, and then you can also see these can move up and down on either side, so you can either have them up or just down in their normal position like that. And I do it while it's like standing on there, so then you get the best like form like that. And then it does, here's the underside. Sorry. Let's get onto the ship. Alright, here's the Bad Shuttle. It has very nice details on its wings, which can be put up like this, and the underside is pretty sad, I think. All of these gray like tiles on the back doesn't look that good, just like randomly placed in there. And it looks not the best. And it's the same for the other wing too, just flipped. Sorry, echo fell. I can lift this setup, and that's all that will go up, and you can barely maybe fit too many figures with that, but then this can also fly out, and then you can see control paneling and 2 seats there, and space in the back. And if you lift this up, there is a crate underneath which you can take out, and you can put their weapons inside of it. So I just have a random blaster, and I'll place that in there. We can put that back in, which fell out because this is no lid to it. So you gotta be very careful, and I use 2 hands for that. And you can close that up, and then it is fully closed away. You can fit 2 figures in there. And then there's also 2 stickers there, one there with a Venator and a Sith ship, I guess, I don't know. And then a sticker for like a Republic poster. One small mod I would instantly do to the set that I really noticed is making this close a little bit better. So this is where you want to grab the set, and this is how it works. Anyways, here's the underside, and you can see the underside of the wings better, and you can see the spring-loaded shooter spots. But what I was getting at, is this isn't very ideal. So what you can do, you can take these 2 blue tiles off, and you can replace them with 2 of these plates. Place them there, and that's what that looks like. Shut the back, and just press it down. You can actually lift the set up and shake around a bit before it will actually do that. So you have more free roaming room that way, but you can, if you press it down enough, you should be able to pick it up with ease. Yeah, there we go. So swing it around a little bit, but it does tend to open, but if you can get it perfectly, it will stay closed. Another flaw about this set is this. This will keep wanting to come up and down like crazy, and it's not really held in there too well. And the wings can actually go out. Hold on, sorry about. Okay, so I just gripped it from the top. Here, I'll show you what happened. I gripped it from the top, and this kind of fell off. And it's not really held together by like Technic or anything, so that's one bad thing about the set. I'll just flip it on the side instead. That's what it looks like with the wings down. And you can see it looks much more complete this way. Looks much more worth like $100 build instead of the $70 build that it really looks like. And then another bad thing about the set is these will come off fairly easily, like just messing around with it that I've been doing. It is completely come off. So that's not really good at all. Yeah, I'm going to try to fix that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to try to fix this and I'll be back. This set has a lot of weird flaws with it that I do not necessarily like, sorry. And then I'll just show you one last thing before we go. And this is what it looks like with all the members in there without their helmets on. And then we can just put their helmets on pretty easily just to show you that they'll all fit. This is how I would place them in, with like Echo and Hunter in the front and then Wrecker and Crosshair in the back. And this is what it looks like with all their helmets on. And you can still close it all up fine. Yeah, fly fine still. So there's no like head bangs or anything in the set. I rate the set a 7 out of 10, and I'll see you all later. Thank you. Goodbye.